There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a coin flip Bitcoin ATM. Coin flip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
All right, bro, we're live.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you having me, man. I look forward to this.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the podcast. Guys watching live, don't forget, like, retweet, comment, tag a friend, all that good stuff. Today I'm here with my bro, Mike. Mike, introduce yourself. Let people know a little bit about, like, who you are, maybe how you got into crypto, and what you're doing now in this space.
Yeah, definitely. So I've been like a tech entrepreneur since I was little, man. I mean, before it was cool, 5, 6 years old, fixing stuff. It kind of led me down the road of finance. I've always been interested in money and all that. But then I kind of learned young how crooked and corrupt our system is. And then that led me into Bitcoin. I found out about Bitcoin about 2011. Didn't buy, didn't hold then. I thought the idea was absolutely insane. But obviously, as I learned more and more about it and then about our current finance system, it made more sense. So the love of tech led me down to the IT role. I'm an IT engineer on my normal job. So that's what I do in there. And then kind of go hands in hand with crypto, right? And then as I kind of dove down deeper into the crypto section, I found out that Bitcoin has flaws, obviously. It's the first one. It's not perfect. It's a great starting point, great launching point. But and that just led me to find other ones, right? Monero, Ethereum, all these other guys. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now, man. I just I build computers, work on IT, and I just kind of tell people about crypto. It's the escape of our current finance system, and there's no denying that. I mean, look what happened in the past month,
Yeah, exactly. And it does go hand in hand, like you said, the IT techie part and like cryptocurrency, finance and stuff. I used to work in the cell phone repair industry for a long time, and those nerds were pretty techie and into it just because of the tech. Not so much like, again, like, you said you didn't really invest in it, but you were aware of it. But that was them, because it's a technology thing. They're aware of it. They know about it.
Yep.
And we're starting to see more of those people kind of, have that light bulb moment.
Mm-hmm.
And different industries too, not just the tech now. It's become more mainstream, more residential. You can kind of go door to door and people know about it now.
For sure. I just saw yesterday that the first NFL player got paid in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
He got half of his contract in Bitcoin and half of it in US dollars. And like that's a big step,
I thought that was funny, but bro, I've been getting paid in Bitcoin since 2016 at my day job. I was fixing phones, and I started, using Coinbase for like, the dollar cost average shit, and I was like, this is just why am I doing this? Why am I taking my dollars and then I have to sit down with time and put it? No, why don't I just get paid in Bitcoin? There's a company called Bitwage, and you could actually work at like McDonald's and get paid in Bitcoin.
No way.
Right. So the fact that these athletes and influencers, they are doing it, right? But they're going to inspire those McDonald's employees to be like, oh, I want to get paid in Bitcoin. You can. It's not that sick. You have to be a celebrity to get paid in Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
You can.
Or big money.
Right. Exactly. It doesn't have to be big money. You can have minimum wage and still get paid in Bitcoin.
Yeah. And that's probably going to work in the long run too, because, your $8 turns into 10, 12, 16 pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's just that volatility. People got to get used to the currency volatility. I think, obviously we're already used to the the cost of value of like the price tag volatility when you walk into the store and out of nowhere cigarettes are like $4 more a pack, and it's like it hurts for like a day or two, and then society gets desensitized to the new price and they adjust mentally. I think that'll happen when people look at their currency and see the volatility as well as, you know, the goods and service price volatility.
Yeah, it's happening nonstop, man. I was just at the store a couple days ago, and eggs are like way more expensive than they've ever been. Which
means the dollar's worth less than it's ever been.
Exactly. And that could be partially why Bitcoin's jumping through the roof, man. You know, our dollar's going down tremendously.
Well, even the dollar's turning digital, and not in the sense of a government issued one, but Tether. I mean, look at their market cap. It's over double the size of what? Litecoin? It's like the coin right under them. And that's insane that, you know, a stable coin, a coin of $1, you know, has that much market cap. But I think that's due to a lot of people learning how to do DeFi, where they could, you know, loan, take out, you know, interest on their stable coins or earn it off their stable coins with things like Celsius.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, are you a fan?
Yeah, big fan of Celsius, man. I think what they're doing is great, and it's a solution. Obviously, it's a centralized solution, but it's a solution to, you know, one of those ingredients of being your own bank. You know, it's not just putting your Bitcoin on a ledger and hoping that it goes up in value. You want to be able to make more Bitcoin just for having some Bitcoin.
Yeah, that'd be nice, for sure.
That's what Celsius does.
I got a buddy who's been talking about them for a long time. I should have listened to him. But at this, you know, it's one of those. But he's been pushing them, dude, since they were like 20 cents, and I think they're a couple bucks now.
Yeah, well, the project has nowhere but up to go, in my opinion. I think Alex Machinsky's a fucking genius wizard.
550 right now. Yeah, see, it has skyrocketed.
Yeah, well, that's because the use case for it, you know, people are, and this is barely adoption phase. Like, we're still at
I know
1 to 2% adoption right now. Like, nothing. It's still nothing. You know how early we are? It's like,
I was just reading someone, this verified lady on Twitter, and she was like arguing with people about Bitcoin, and she would put up this like long thing, and it made no sense. And I was just like, if this lady, she had like 70,000 followers. I was like, if this lady's tweeting this, like, we are so early. She was making no sense. She was saying like Satoshis are different than Bitcoin and blah, 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 blah. I was just like, you saw that?
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, what? This is crazy how
early
we
me
are.
And told her to come on the show so I could try. I think Maddie Satz explained it best here. I don't know if you saw Maddie Satz's video on Twitter the other day, but he posted a reply to that, and he basically took an orange, peeled it off, and had an orange. It was one orange. Then he broke it in half and said, "How many oranges do I have?" One orange. And then he kept taking the orange apart into the slices and was like, "These are Satoshis. You put them together, and when you have enough Satoshis, it makes an orange."
That's a good one. That's awesome.
Right. It was
I couldn't believe
explainer.
that.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that she's tweeting that.
But that's mainstream adoption is going to be a whole wave of people that don't know, don't understand, come up with their own opinion without any any information other than their own opinion. And the mule-headedness of society at this point is once they formed an opinion on something, there's nothing you can teach them to change it.
It's crazy, man. And that's any subject. That's not just crypto or Bitcoin. That's anything.
Well, that's why I'm worried about the mainstream perpetuation of it still, right? We're starting to see rumors of whitelisting Bitcoin addresses where, like, you can't have custody of your keys on wallets without, like, having, you know, KYC, and it's that whole topic of conversation is where I wanted to talk about where privacy and privacy coins, privacy-based blockchains are really important because they're more amenable to censorship than those public blockchains.
Yeah, tremendously. I see a lot of talk about that, and I see a lot of Bitcoin maximalists talking about that, which is good because they're bringing that subject to light. You know, a lot of these guys, man, like I'll see them engage on Twitter, and like if someone says anything bad about Bitcoin, they try to shut it down. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to hear it, even if it's the truth.
Right. It's not just because something's negative doesn't mean it's FUD, right? Or
exactly,
news,
right? Like it's known that Bitcoin is transparent, right? That's what it is. And it's known that it has privacy flaws. And these things that you're talking about with KYC is a terrible issue that needs to be addressed. And this kind of goes into these other coins that are actually useful. You know, a lot of coins like to use that privacy coin, but they're not private.
Right.
Like we could talk, Zcash. That's one that we can touch on. That's public by default. If you're public by default, how can you be transparent?
Dash.
Right? Yeah, Dash is another one, right? Yeah, I think that privacy coins are going to have a tremendous year or 2 years to come with all these KYCs and this regulations coming down. It's going to happen in 2021. Bitcoin popped off too much. We already see the SEC tackling Ripple. It's just going to keep happening. I think that they're going to keep tackling these bigger cryptos that they can get to. Obviously, they can't get to Bitcoin.
Well,
Obviously,
I was just
going to
mention that, but they can, right? They won't go for Bitcoin directly, but they'll go for the wallets, the CEOs of the wallets, the exchanges, the founders of the exchanges, and then the protocols. Once they start to demonize the protocols and your internet service provider says no, like to the packet of data you're trying to send out as a...
You think they would go that deep to do that?
Yeah, dude, we're competing with the US dollar, bro. This is a nation... This is a worldwide war on a singular nation's currency.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to throw the Hail Mary, because if they don't go all out and try these things that I'm talking about, they're not going to have anything to fall back on as like, we tried, right? They have to try because they have to save face.
So
China's coming for them. Russia's coming. Mining dominance is a thing. Like, the next big war we're going to see is the mining dominance war. It's a space race to mining dominance.
Mining dominance in Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, China got that right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're like 70% or some crazy shit, dude. But that is an incentive for the US to compete with that, right? So, and I think like the real counter battle to that is quantum computing. I think I just saw something the other day. I didn't get to really look into it, but Google and somebody in China, they're like doing quantum computing now. They're,
I've heard.
It's not like, full on quantum computing. It's specific quantum computing problems designed to just say, hey, if you can solve this, you're quantum ready. That's it. It's like a cake based test. It's a and that's it. It's just passing that test, but that test is saying that they're ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting, man. I really hope they don't go down that line of blocking it via packet. That's going to be hard to get around right there.
Well, I think when they do start to do things like this, we're going to see the capital of a lot of these coins move from the public blockchains to private blockchains.
I agree. But now, I mean, that kind of goes. I wonder if they'll be able to block that type of
I'm sure it will, but they will incentivize those users to become savvy enough to get around it. VPNs, as of this pandemic, is the topic of conversation thanks to Netflix being a dick.
Why? Netflix doesn't allow it?
No, well, certain things you can't watch on Netflix without a VPN. Everybody and their mom, their cousin, everybody's using VPNs now just because of Netflix. They want to watch what's in Europe or in Asia. They want anime, right?
Yeah.
So people, it's like a normal thing now to run a VPN. So
I think that's awesome, especially coming from my side of things. I've been pushing VPNs for years, man. I got them on my phones. I got them on my daughter's iPad. I got them on my computers. It's just, you want to be private, man. There's no reason to have all that information, flooded out.
Not yet.
It's unnecessary.
Well, not yet. They're going to monetize it. They're going to, because of this, people are going to start seeing options to opt out or to use specific VPNs, like right.
Yeah, I'll stick with the ones outside of the U.S.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. That a lot of people decide to use VPNs from a U.S. based VPN to obfuscate U.S. stuff, and that's counterintuitive.
It is. If you use a VPN inside of the U.S., they have to abide by data privacy laws, and they have to hold on to their users' information for X amount of years. If you use one, like I use one that's out of Panama, they don't have data laws there, so they don't hold anything. They've actually gotten, I think it's indicted, if I'm using the right word, by the U.S. government for whatever, and they don't have any records of this, so they win the case every single time. It gets thrown out every time.
You know what? That's another good point for the privacy right there. Suability, accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Like these public blockchains versus the private blockchains. We've seen it, like you mentioned earlier, with the SEC and Ripple. I do worry about Vitalik, Charlie Lee. I mean, these people who have publicly created these things that are already starting to see the SEC's attention, right?
You think that they would come after people specifically?
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
But now, like, so let's use Charlie. He's a good example because we know in 2017 he dumped
We
all
don't
his
know
stuff, right?
shit. We know what he told us.
True. But let's say hypothetically he dumped everything, right? What if he paid taxes on it? And what if he's good? What if he's just out of it? You know?
That's fine on the profit wise, right? But he still is the founder and creator of a currency that facilitates money laundering, child porn, hitmen for hire, God knows what else people have used that thing for that he created. And he will be responsible for that.
But see, that's like
saying... Dude, they're trying to hold Smith & Wesson responsible for the murders people commit with the guns that they buy from Smith & Wesson.
Oh, my God.
So you don't think this is what's going to come down the pipeline eventually to the founders of technologies?
Well, so then where's the people
look
trying
what they did to free, like, Ross Ulbricht. Now we have hashtag free Ross, but, like, look what happened to Ross.
What happened with him?
Created Silk Road.
Okay, that guy.
You know?
Yeah,
people that
true.
create the currencies that are used on platforms like that are also going to eventually see the same scrutiny that the Ripple Foundation is.
Yeah, they definitely could. But then it's like, how come that's not happening towards USD? You know, all that stuff that you named is happening at a way higher scale with US dollars than it is with any cryptocurrency, right? But you don't see people suing whoever creates the US dollar. No one's suing the government, you know? Can't. Too big.
Well, they'd be suing themselves. It'd be really awkward. It'd be like that Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, we'll just point at each other.
Right, exactly.
No, you did it. No, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, man.
But this is where I think the privacy blockchains are going to see real importance and real value as we start to see, you know, the SEC come down on these public entities in the crypto space, the privacy ones, the teams that nobody knows and, you know, actually support privacy natively by default. I think they're going to see a real use case during, you know, this crypto apocalypse that's coming.
I agree with you. I don't know when, but I think it's coming for sure. Like even just what happened with BitMEX. I don't know if you recall
Arthur
when they
Haynes.
were all coming after him. Dude, that guy put all of his money right into Monero. I mean, and it's blatantly obvious. Monero skyrocketed in comparison to Bitcoin at that whole time that was going on. He dumped probably all of it, dude. He wants to make sure he has his money, you know? And you're going to see more and more of that happen. The Ripple founders are probably going to end up doing it. All these people that, you know what I'm saying, dude? All these guys that are getting fucked. Can we swear? Is it cool to swear?
Yeah, dude, for sure. That's hilarious, though, dude. They're definitely going to buy it.
Isn't it true, though?
I posted that on Facebook the other day, and nobody has answered anything so logical. I said, the real question is, where's the XRP liquidity going to go? Because you know it's going to go somewhere. It ain't going out. Nothing ever goes out.
Yeah, it's in the market, right? It might even go into Bitcoin at first, but then it's going to flood back to private. They're going to try to wash it, and that's the only way to wash it.
Yeah, Monero then to Bitcoin, I mean, to wash it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, because then probably a little bit easier to transact with. But yeah, I think more and more is going to happen like that. If people, big names in the space, they're going to get effed, and then they're going to go try to put their money elsewhere where it can't get touched.
Well, we've heard rumors, right, that they're using some form of dusting to trace ring signatures in Monero's blockchain to kind of build a chainalysis and kind of get an idea of what's going on these private blockchains and kind of track the coins, or at least track the wallets. And I wanted to see what your thoughts are on, you know, chainalysis and you know, things like the whole dusting situation for tracking privacy coins.
Yeah, I think in Monero's case, I think that if they can, I don't believe that they can. If they can, it's probably more of a hypothesis building thing, right? They're never going to be able to trace X, Y, I don't want to say never, but right now they're not able to trace from me sending to you, right? They might have an idea, like, hey, maybe Mike is ring signature 1, right? I think that at best, they can build data to maybe say, okay, he might have it, maybe like a 50%. I don't believe that they're going to be able to say this address 100% belongs to this person.
Well, if you buy something on fucking Amazon with Monero.
Well, yeah, do you put in your your shipping address and all that stuff. You're
Here's where
KYCing
I'm
yourself.
getting at. Right, exactly. Now, self-doxing, doxing your privacy coins is going to be what they're really going to do. That's going to be like the trick that they're going to pull.
Yeah, I think at that point, your best bet maybe get like a PO box or something. I don't know. Or maybe you couldn't buy normal products like that. Hard to say. I know, like with a VPN, you don't need your address and stuff. I bought VPNs with it, and it works just fine. But back to the dust thing and the chain analysis thing, I don't believe that they can do anything that isn't already talked about or is like ahead of the game. I don't think that they have anything that is actually analyzing the blockchain for Monero. I just don't see it. I think a lot of it's FUD. The U.S. government put out $600,000 bounty, right? And then you had this company come out and say that they can do it, but that bounty is still out there. So if they can do it, why wouldn't they claim that bounty? So that's just one instance. And like I said, a lot of the stuff that they talked about, like the guy that owns that chain analysis company, he was on a Monero podcast, and they were asking him all these questions, and he was just working around every single one of them. He had no blatant answer. It could have been his game plan from the start to not actually talk about how he's analyzing it, or it could be complete bullshit, and he could just be talking out of his ass. And the people that were running the show obviously know. And he was just working around all these questions, and he never had like a straightforward question or answer to these questions. So I really don't think that they are ahead of anything. I don't think they're on top of anything. I think it's just, I just don't think that they got it.
All right.
What about yourself? Do you think they actually doing it, or?
No, I think they're just, I want you, as soon as you said they're just talking, that's the thing is you got fear tactics.
For sure.
Right.
And I think Monero is one of the scariest cryptocurrencies, especially because it's it is achieving what Bitcoin was trying to from the jump, right? Anonymous peer-to-peer cash system, one that's not abided by any government entity or not controlled by anything, and it's doing that successfully. So I think that they're afraid of it, man, and they're trying to put out these things to knock it down.
Yeah, it's some art of war shit, man. It's just mind games because they have no fucking weapons to throw at us other than the words and mental tactics, and it can work because they have a giant soapbox for shit like that, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
They can kind of steer the narrative of the perspective of the opinion of it, but they can't do anything about the actual tech of it. They don't have a weapon to compete. So it's war games, bullshit, fear tactics. That's what I'm thinking. And I think that's the same thing to go with Ripple right now. Them going after Ripple was such a low hanging fruit fear tactic, and I think it was an attempt at a jab at even Bitcoin, at the whole crypto community in general. It was sort of a first jab at us, and it was just such a low blow. Like go for Tether. We'd support that. Nobody would be against it.
Yeah.
Go after Tether.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's probably next, man. And
it's definitely next. Are you kidding me?
I think that this is going to have a chain reaction, and they're going to try to go after tons of other companies that they can't get to.
Oh yeah.
But it's going to be interesting.
And I think there's a good chance Ripple may walk away with a huge fine and maybe come out with a win on this.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I think so. They have enough suits, in their echo chamber, circle jerk scenario that they built. They're yes men. They wear nice, expensive suits. They went to nice schools. They know some shit, right? And they know people that know people. So I think enough hands can be shaken with some bills between them that it could be lubricated to be over and done with. Same kind of way EOS got rid of it real quick. You want 30-something million dollars? Here you go. And they were like, really? It was that easy? Okay, bye.
Yeah.
They didn't realize it was like 1% of what they made.
Yeah, exactly. That would probably be best case scenario. I know I got a couple buddies that they're still diehard believers. And I'm just like, hey, all power to you. But, and they're telling me the same thing. It's just FUD, and then eventually they're going to work their way out of it, and it's going to have a massive, up climb. It's going to bounce back hard. I could care less
about the price, but I do want them to win the battle. I don't want this to start with a loss on our side.
True. They are on our team to begin with here, and I'm with you. I really hope that they win, just for crypto's sake. I could give two fucks, to be honest. I I don't like Ripple. I don't use Ripple. I'm not invested in Ripple,
Yeah.
but they're on our team.
Right. I kind of look at it as different religions, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not X, Y, and Z or whatever, but I don't think that any church or synagogue should be banned. You know what I
True,
mean? You should be
true,
able to
true,
believe in
true.
what you want, and that's what we're doing here in this space. Is we're just in the ability to believe and use. If you like Doge because you believe in Doge and you like the Doge doggy, and I don't know, you like Litecoin because it's silver, and narrow because of the logo. Like it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, I agree.
And Ripple is for the suits. They need their thing. We've all tribaled and clicked out. All the blockchains, the tech and the utility, and it all speaks to a specific demographic, and it built a community around it. And what Ripple has done is given those suits their Doge. That's XRP, and they should be allowed to have it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And hopefully they do, man. Hopefully it doesn't get delisted off everything. Hopefully it doesn't get fucked in the long run.
This is going to be a great countersuit, bro. Like, you don't think that Ripple is going to be like, you know how much money we could throw at, like, winning this lawsuit with the SEC? Because of how much money we're going to win in these countersuits for being delisted?
Damn. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Oh,
they're going to probably come after them. But that would only be their gain, right? That wouldn't be a gain reflected in XRP price.
A win for Ripple, though, would be a win for XRP, wouldn't it?
True. It might just not have as big of a trickle effect to XRP.
What I bet that they would publicly cash whatever they got from the suits into XRP.
Just to jack it up.
Of course.
Yeah, that'd be the best case scenario, but that's also wishful thinking too. You know that, and that's down the road.
Gotta stay positive, guys.
Yeah,
stay positive.
For sure. Yeah, optimistic in this phase.
Even our enemies are our allies right now. This is like that end game type of fucking scenario. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of what it feels like, oddly and eerily.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how long this takes too. You know, is this going to be a dragged on thing? It's going to be a year, 2, 3, or is it going to be done in a couple months?
That's hard to tell, man.
Yeah, because like you said, this is a suit to suit game now. Ripple's all about the suits, so they're going to do it by law. How they're supposed to.
Wake up one day and it would just be over with.
Yeah, it could. Yeah,
and
they could
you
just
know how
settle.
we would find out? The price of XRP goes up before the press can even hit enter on the documents.
Well, you know what's kind of weird that I've at least been paying attention to is that the price seems to be reflected a little bit later than it used to with news, right? I saw Coinbase said that they were going to delist it, and then a couple hours later, then the price tanked.
Yeah, because so many places delisted it, nobody could sell it. That's why there was a delay.
That's why. A couple hours.
People had to figure out where and who was buying it. You know,
yeah,
so.
True.
If there's nobody there to buy it, and there's nobody there to, or there's people selling it, but nobody's there to buy it, the price won't move, even though it's become worth less.
Yeah, but now these delistings are only happening in exchanges based out of the U.S., right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like Binance and these other guys aren't affected at all.
Yeah, I've seen some wallets take a stance too and publicly say like the wallets aren't going to like get rid of or delist it from the wallets and stuff.
That's
like
good.
That.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. But back to go ahead.
No, I was going to ask about on-ramping into privacy because I think that's a serious topic of conversation. Not most people tackle when they're talking about privacy coins is how do you safely get into a privacy coin? And I don't mean to buy drugs and guns, but maybe some people need to get like fucking penicillin and they don't have insurance, so they need to use something to get some penicillin so they don't die because they got an infection and the doctor won't give it to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. That's a tough one too. I think it's very hard to not KYC yourself into privacy coins at the moment. The on-ramps from fiat to crypto is all KYC, right? I mean, you can't go on an exchange without using more than like $100 without them asking for your, social and all that stuff. I think one of the best ways is mining. At least in Monero's case, anybody can mine. Like, I don't know if you could see that, but that computer right there is mining.
So what are the qualifications, right? Like, what kind of computer does somebody need to mine? Since everybody bought their kid a gaming PC for Christmas.
Yeah, and not from me. Not. Honestly, the beautiful thing about Monero, their new algorithm, any computer can mine. The better CPU you have, the more yield you'll get, right? If you have any gaming computer, any Ryzen CPU, AMD CPU, you should be mining Monero. it's a joke that the Ryzen CPUs are the ASICs of Monero mining because they just have the best output performance. I would say if you have any computer that's younger than 5 years old, you should be mining. Even a laptop, even you know, an old Dell Optiplex, like any of these normal computers could be doing it. And that's the safest way to not KYC yourself into crypto. Obviously, you're not going to get a lot, but it's better than nothing, you know. That is probably the best way, but to actually go from fiat to crypto, I don't know. I'd have to think about that. That's a tough one. I actively avoid it, so I don't know. I haven't done it in so long, man, just because I don't want to put new fiat into the market because I just feel that it's being tracked more than ever right now. You know,
Right.
I would say if you're not too worried about it, Cash App's probably the best. It's the easiest one to use. You know, get some Bitcoin. This is where it goes into the VPN into, I use Europe all the time. They got good internet laws over there. I would probably just go to Binance, move your Bitcoin to Binance, Moneros, or whatever else you want to buy. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough way to.
OTC is a good one, but it's sketchy.
What
I
is?
guess OTC, over the counter, just meet up with somebody peer to peer,
Yeah.
meet up, you know. But I mean, you know, I do my Bitcoin meetup once in a while, and people usually come and do some peer to peer transactions, and I
That's
think
cool.
that's probably one of the better ways if you have like cash in hand to
Yeah.
get into the privacy coin, you know, community, is just join a meetup and see, you know, don't come with a fucking $1 million. Don't be crazy.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
you know, if you're surrounded by people, you know, it's usually a safe environment to transact. And you know you're getting, like, real Monero. You're not going to get a counterfeit Pokemon card and walk home all disappointed.
Yep. Yeah, that's also a good way. I would say that. I think that there's a gift card site. I can't recall the site that you can, you know, sell any gift card, Amazon, Target, Walmart, for Monero, Bitcoin, and these other
That's genius.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
And that's a good service to the economy of crypto too, so people can you know, get goods and services without technically cashing out.
Exactly. Everyone asks me all the time, how do I cash out? How do I cash out without paying taxes? How do I cash out without being KYC?
Just use
and
it.
I tell them that. Yeah, that's literally what I tell them all the time. See if whatever you're trying to buy, they'll accept it. If not, then that gift card site is perfect. Because,
Right.
I mean, what can you not buy on Amazon, right? You can buy anything.
Yeah,
So
Purse.io is a great one.
Yeah, that's a good site too.
Yeah,
Because I think that you can buy without any KYC on there too.
Yeah, and it's about 20 to 30% savings per purchase. So if you list your computers that you sell on Amazon and I wanted to buy one, I could save 20, 30% on it just because I wanted to buy it with crypto.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's ways. I think we do need better on-ramping from fiat to privacy coins. I think that is a major hurdle that we got to look into soon. But then that goes into, you know, all these other laws and stuff.
I
So
think it's
whoever's
going to be
creating
tough
that-
to use fiat to get crypto soon. I think people are going
I
to
think so too.
stop accepting fiat for their crypto because it's stupid, silly, makes no sense. If you're going to do anything with it, spend it. But
Yeah,
don't cash out to fiat.
I agree with you there. I do agree with you. But then would that make the price skyrocket if people aren't going to accept fiat for it?
Who
Then-
cares about the price because it's based on dollars?
For sure. But then how do you evaluate if, like, let's say
We're going
I
to
wanted
see a
to
new pairing. We're going to see a decoupling of U.S.
We have to.
dollar, and we're going to see a new pairing, and we're going to go to the gold standard, and we're going
you
to
think it's
weigh
going to be
it.
crypto compared to gold?
Yeah, gold to ounce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
one
be-
one
yeah.
Bitcoin to 1 ounce of gold, or 10 ounces of gold, or whatever ounces of gold, and then gold to the dollar. But I don't think people are going. The fact that I have to use, like you said, mining, right, with that computer right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's proof of work, right? Like your computer costs something. It's taking energy and resource, time,
For
and
sure.
management, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that you're accepting something, I can just do control and print from the fiat side of things and give you that control print, like why is that even redeemable for something of such true proof of work value? Gold is the
Agreed.
only substance that has that level of proof of work.
Yeah. That makes complete sense. I just don't know if we'll see at least me and you, I don't think that we'll see the death of the dollar. I really don't. I think that they are going to hold on to it as long as they can. They're going to scrape, dude. They're going to,
I disagree.
And I hope you're right, bro. I really hope you're right.
I'm already right in Africa. South Africa, 2 days ago, Queen Sheba announced that she eradicated her fiat currency.
Get the fuck out of here.
Her country just launched a cryptocurrency. It's backed by the country's natural resources, and she used her futures for that currency to pay off all the debt for every citizen in her South African country. Queen Sheba, Sheba. I just watched a video on it 2 days ago or yesterday. So days blurring together. Exactly. She is the first country to have a country issued cryptocurrency.
Is that country big?
I don't know.
Probably not, right?
Probably doesn't matter though, really, right? I mean, like in the sense of the continent that could take off.
Yeah, true.
And the fact that she has infrastructure now that people, pairing countries, can say, how did you do this? And now there's a roadmap, so to speak, that they can follow to kind of do the similar. And they're already in trades and stuff together. I'm sure that this is going to have a snowball effect across all of South Africa.
And that would be amazing. That would be super sick. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm going to probably look that up later.
Akon's got Acoin in South Africa.
I saw that. He's trying to build his own town.
I think he's done over $2 billion now or something like that.
No way, that much?
He's done a lot of money raising over there. I think Bill Gates and stuff went and helped, but Akon has done like crazy philanthropy over there.
That's
a lot
sick.
of money invested.
Well, see, I mean, if something like that happens, that would be amazing. But even in United States sense, at worst case scenario, the U.S. dollar just moves to a digital form.
Well, we've seen that already with Tether. You use stable coins.
Yeah, but it's not backed by the government, right?
It will be eventually.
You think that they're going to take over Tether?
The easiest route, right, would be to just say, all right, well,
we own Tether.
Yeah. That's how governments just do, though, right?
Yeah. They just take whatever the fuck they want.
Right. So I think that's exactly, or the same thing we see with the Federal Reserve right now, where it's a private company. It's not owned by the government, but it's...
Yeah.
It is. It is and it isn't, right? It's its
they work hand in
own
hand.
fucking thing. But exactly. I think we're going to see Tether along the same lines as the Federal Reserve when it comes to the way the government relates to it. They're going to, quote unquote, seize that shit.
Yeah, probably. I could see that happening. If the United States dollar goes completely digital, that's actually not a good thing, because then cash is being eliminated, right? Cash is one of the best ways of transacting.
But wouldn't cash have more value in the future when it's more scarce, and the value of it is privacy? The truest form of currency is fiat, like that, or private currency is fiat.
Exchange, microtransactions.
Right. So if I wanted to buy some, I mean, they're dude, it's crazy because I feel like Max Kaiser called this like 5-10 years ago when he was talking about, but they're legalizing heroin now, so there really isn't much use for privacy when it comes to money, right? But there's something eventually that people will use fiat for that isn't legal.
Yeah, for sure. And the whole thing on privacy, I think that people have a bad taste with it, right? Like I talk about this all the time. I talk about this to all my friends. They're always like, well, I have nothing to hide. That's the one thing everyone says to me. That's not the point, though. The point is just not broadcasting everything you're doing. It's unnecessary, right? And I think that's with cash too. Even though you're not buying heroin, you're not buying coke, whatever the fuck it is, right? If you're transacting with, let's say you're married and you go want to buy a hooker, you don't want your fucking wife knowing about that, right? Certain things you just want private, man. And I just think that that's going to become more, people are going to become more aware of that when it's too late.
Along those lines, it gets deeper when you think of the fact that the world's biggest snitch is Visa. If you were to lie to your health or accidentally forget to check the box that says you smoke cigarettes on your health insurance plan, and then you use your Visa card to buy cigarettes over time, you break your leg and your insurance company says that all the money you've given us over the years, we're keeping it. We found out you smoke cigarettes because of your Visa transactions, so we're not going to cover all your medical bills. So we're keeping your money, we're canceling everything, fuck off, have a day. And that happens all of the time.
See, that's a crazy scenario that I didn't even think of. But that sounds real. That sounds like that would happen all the time. And that's terrible, man. And that's the problem with the complete digital phase that we're going down. And that's even a problem with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin became the currency that everyone transacted in, that would happen also. you know, they'd be like, oh, hey, saw you bought some cigarettes in
Well,
2020.
PayPal's working on that right now, and Cash App and Coinbase. These false prophets of crypto. You know, it's
Yeah.
like they're doing so much. I get it for adoption, but it's like the enemy using wearing our own camouflage to blend in to sabotage our own camps.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with PayPal. I think PayPal isn't going to do shit really to help. It's more of just like, hey, this mega giant that accepts USD is now going to accept crypto, and that's what people are hyped about. But I don't see them doing much. At least in Cash App, at least they're actually trying to do things. Like I just saw that I use it pretty often.
Well, that's Jack Dorsey. I mean, he's pretty.
Yeah, he's
Bitcoin.
pro crypto, pro Bitcoin, I should say. But they're doing cash back now in Bitcoin, like stuff like that. That's a big step forward, you know. And they're probably making some kind of gain off of it. They have to, or they wouldn't be doing it. But stuff like that, I think, is a good leeway into bringing more people in.
And
for
that
sure.
is something I think privacy coins cannot offer ever.
You're right.
I don't think there's any ability for privacy coins to have a use case when it comes to a mainstream utility. You're not going to see it. It won't. It'll be a very grunge-esque thing.
What do you mean by mainstream utility? Just like any
Cash App, not gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
PayPal,
okay.
Coinbase, the three that the false prophets I mentioned. That's the mainstream right there. And when we talk about mainstream, we talk about PayPal. That's mainstream.
Yeah, that is mainstream for sure.
They're not coming into Monero ever. And the institutional money we see with things like MicroStrategy and X, Y, and Z putting hundreds of millions of dollars into coins, they're not gonna buy Monero.
See. Yet, I would say yet, only because look at how much. Well, we don't really know, right? But there's like supposed to be like $5 to $10 trillion in offshore banks. You good, my man?
Wrong pipe.
Yeah, it's the worst. But
damn.
Yeah, there's so many trillions in offshore banks, right? So eventually, those people that have USD or whatever that money is hidden in offshore banks that they don't want taxed, they're going to find a way into cryptocurrency, and then they're going to find a way into Monero or these privacy coins that they can do the same thing with, but now it's with them at all times, right?
Well, that's the board, not the company. You know, I could see the members of the board doing it, but I could never see them using the company's money to do it.
At least up front and be transparent about it for sure. Yeah, but they could be doing a little bit of shady shit on the side.
Yeah, cartel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. They're going to be huge on that. Give it a couple years if they're not already.
Exactly. I think the Yakuza and the cartel and all these, they're kind of semi-going legit. I mean, fucking Pablo Escobar, what's his name, came out with a phone recently, didn't he? Or something? The Escobar smartphones.
No, I have no idea.
They have their own cryptocurrency, and I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. So these
wallet built in pre.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for like the Yakuza to come out with like a streaming service. I mean, all these crime entities are going legit. We've seen it start to happen early on, even here in the U.S. with like the Zoot Suit Mafia and shit becoming like New York.
Yeah, no, it could happen for sure. It's going to be interesting to see, though. That's for sure.
I guess we could wrap things up in a little bit here. I can't see the time. My screen's really small.
45.
Oh, dude, we got plenty of time. Never mind.
Yeah, we're good.
Want to see what your thoughts are on things like NFTs and privacy coins, because I talked to Fluffy Pony recently about Monero getting into NFTs, and he mentioned Tari. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to see like what your thoughts are on privacy blockchains using things like smart contracts and involving NFTs into the protocol base. What kind of use cases do you see that are different? What that could set apart the privacy utility as opposed to like the utility Ethereum provides to the same thing of smart contracts and NFTs? So
I am not too versed on NFTs. I have a little understanding of what they are, but I thought that they was kind of fad like I thought maybe it was going to be like like the DeFi stuff that happened. It was hot for like a month and then crashed, right? So I didn't really look too much into that, so I don't really know how Monero or privacy coins could come into that aspect of things. Smart contracts, I just think that it could potentially do similar to what Ethereum is doing, but just privately. I really think that there's a huge benefit in not broadcasting your information publicly, personally. And Ethereum's obviously transparent as well, so that could probably be one of the only things it could do. Like, I know this isn't a smart contract, but I know there's a cryptocurrency called Haven, and they have built off of Monero's protocol to keep what they're trying to do private. So they're using the base of Monero, and now I don't really know exactly how they do, but they have like a burn and mint type of protocol, and it's all private. So if you have one of their assets, you can burn it, and everything is private because they're using Monero's base layer. So maybe something similar to that with the smart contracts in it, but I'm not too sure. I do think Tari is going to have huge gain once it comes out too. I think Tari has tons of potential. I think that they're dragging, personally. I'm looking forward for them to come out, but they've been dragging on this mainnet, dude, forever. They even joke about it on their page, saying that they take too long. So I think that's going to be an interesting one. And if anybody's going to implement smart contracts, it would probably be Tari over Monero. I don't think that's Monero's goal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a corporate thing. I mean, it's cool to use, public blockchains and smart contracts or games or whatever, but when you start to think of like serious level shit, the amount of infrastructure that companies go through when it comes to like making sure they can privately send a fax across, and not have it like interrupted or caught in between, and have another company counter trade them or grab a trade before them or something. Like, that's a lot. And I think that we're going to see institutions, from like, the finance, from government, utilizing privacy-based smart contracts instead of the public ledger-based smart contracts.
That would make more sense to just kind of keep their stuff a little more in-house, a little bit more private to themselves. Yeah, and that would be huge. And now that would kind of lead these big entities into using privacy coins, wouldn't it? If they have to use private, that would probably be their entryway in to use the private smart contracts into using those coins.
Yeah, I'm sure companies like Apple aren't going to want to pay for their chips in Bitcoin because they don't want Samsung to see that, oh, look, Apple just sent, whatever, they must be buying chips this time. They want to keep that shit as private as possible.
See, so that could lead major corps into using these things. I really think that we're going to see a huge shift in how people transact with current cryptocurrencies in the next few years. And I think you're going to see a lot of the actual transacting shift into privacy coins. I mean, right now, Monero is doing almost 1/10 of the transactions that Bitcoin is doing. And yet it's like, I don't even know how you would say that, but 0.005 of a Bitcoin. So it's like 10xing the transactions in comparison to the price. So you're going to see and that number is climbing every day, dramatically climbing. So you're going to see that keep climbing. And then if these companies that are doing, billions and dollars of transactions start using it, it's game over, dude. You're going to see that through the roof.
I think it's 500ths.
500ths. Yeah. Okay. Good.
I didn't want to interrupt you. But
No, that's cool.
As soon as you said it, I was like, oh shit! I think I know a thing.
Yeah.
I think I might be wrong.
You're right. You're right. So 500ths of a Bitcoin.
Yeah. I was like, I'm so proud of myself in moments like that. But I think the corporate and government adoption for smart contract utility will go towards private sector of the crypto sphere. I mean, I think Ethereum with their Enterprise Alliance and all that, great. They got a niche, but I don't think that it's going to be as widely adopted as privacy based, whether it's Monero or something else, or even a fork of it, which I truly, personally, in my heart of hearts, I think everyone's just going to fork everything into their own. Everybody. I mean, who does?
I could see it. Yeah.
Monero Cash, whatever, right?
Right.
Monero.
Yeah. That's a meme coin that someone forked.
Yeah, there's going to be Apple Monero, Samsung Monero, all of these people, the US, they're going to just fork it and
but then at that point, then at a consumer or a person using them, how do you choose which is the one that you stick with? I think you're going to stick with the original.
Yeah, so you get all the forks. I ain't silly.
So I don't think that that's going to have a legitimate effect. I don't see Apple or those guys actually being like, all right, fuck it, let's have our own Bitcoin and we'll have our own Ethereum and we'll have our own Monero.
I think they will. I think that's the first step. That isn't the end game, but I think that it will be their first step. That toe, the dip in the water, that toe they dip in, it's going to be taking it and trying to make it their own before they completely commit to something that they know that they have zero control over, which is completely against everything every company goes for, because their stock and shareholders are that's dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. Or at least maybe, you know, like you said, if they're going to put their toe in the water, maybe make their own, like their own little coin on Ethereum to begin with, right? Like
but then
Apple
it's
coin.
on Ethereum and they have to worry about Ethereum and scalability,
For sure.
the
But then,
transaction fees, and blah blah blah.
You're right, but that's
and
less
Ethereum is a
skin in the
house
game.
of cards roadmap, bro. Like, can we all admit that Ethereum,
Yeah.
if any one of the 155,365,112 things that they need to do to get to like where they want to be goes wrong, it's all fucked.
Yeah, agreed. It's just the easiest one to make your own cryptocurrency on. I mean, anyone can do it.
I have so many. Dude, actually, I'll be honest, not a huge fan of like Bitcoin Cash in the sense of like buy Bitcoin Cash. I'll tell you just buy Bitcoin. But like I use Bitcoin Cash because Bitcoin transaction fees are fucking highway robbery right now.
Yeah.
But I built my own shitcoin on Bitcoin Cash. Just like
Really?
just like in ERC 20, I built my own. It's Ken, Kenn, and
Sick,
it's listed for sale on a decentralized exchange, and people
that's
fucking
dope.
buy it, which is really cool. But it's on Bitcoin Cash. And
So now, do you have to have your
transaction
own wallet for that, or can you use any Bitcoin Cash wallet?
almost any Bitcoin Cash wallet. I mean, I can send it to any Bitcoin Cash address, but if the wallet doesn't support you able to list the SLP token, Simple Ledger Protocol, for the the coins on Bitcoin Cash, the tokens, it won't show up, but you'd be able to like pair that same private key to any wallet that does support it, and it will show up.
Damn, that's sick, dude. Yeah, I didn't even know that you could do that.
And you know what's really cool? You can do dividend payouts. So anybody that holds Ken, I could at one point just hit dividends and airdrop Bitcoin Cash to every person that holds a Ken coin.
Yeah, see? I mean, features like that aren't talked about. That's pretty dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Roger really needs to start pumping his shit more because it's fucking cool. Like,
yeah,
Bitcoin
I think he has a bad
Cash
rap, though, man.
He does.
He just
That's
has a
why
bad
he needs,
rap in the game.
He needs to show people how cool it is. He's such a monotone zombie.
Yeah,
I love the dude. He's cool. Like, I respect him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I respect a lot of his viewpoints with money in general and
the
society.
Front man that Bitcoin Cash needs. He's not the enthusiastic. It doesn't make it look cool. It doesn't make it look sexy.
No, exactly.
But it is.
I think the biggest problem with that whole Bitcoin Cash thing is it's way too close to Bitcoin. See, this goes into what you were talking about. Everyone just forking their own shit. At that point, you're just going to stick with the original. There's so many Bitcoin whatever. There's Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Diamond. Just like at that point,
if he would have
just
called
it,
Cash, it would have been game over.
Dude, that would have been game over. Yeah, it would be way higher on the market cap. I mean, in so many things, use cases, everything.
Cash, that would have been it, bro. Nail in the coffin. They would have that would have been it. It would have been. That would have been great.
It would have been huge marketing.
It was a political stab, and it became very tribalistic, and even at the point of both parties being a little self-destructive.
Yeah. But doesn't that guy, isn't he the one that says he's Satoshi?
Who?
Roger?
No,
or no, not him. Not him.
No, his best friend, Craig Wright.
Okay, Craig. Yeah, I was gonna say that's what did it for me. At that point, I'm like, all right, I'm good there.
Yeah, he denounced his relationship. Roger denounced his relationship with Craig Wright early on after that, and said a lot of things. I think he ended up getting sued by him and won or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I saw that one thing that he was suing just a dude on Twitter, like someone that didn't even have like a fucking dude, and didn't he lose that?
Yeah, Huddle Not won.
Yeah, exactly. So that's crazy that just some random guy on Twitter can beat that guy that has all that money. Clearly, he's not Satoshi if that's the case,
Oh, definitely not, man. Let me see if I can find. I have something here, and I figure I could let the world know. Here's my driver's license for New Jersey. What's it say?
Oh, no way. Nakamoto Satoshi?
Yeah.
That's got to be fake, dude. Sex unknown. That's awesome.
So yeah, I have more proof that I am Satoshi Nakamoto than Craig Wright.
Dude, I'm gonna need one of those.
It was $75 in Canada, and I was the only person in line that was like over 14. There was like this little hut in like a back alley in Canada, some like flea market kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it had a sign on it, said fake IDs, and I was just like, get the fuck out of here, bro. So I kind of popped in, and I'm like, yeah, they're really making fake IDs in this bitch, and it says fake IDs on the sign, and okay, Canada's pretty cool. So I got in line, and there's all these like 14-year-old kids getting in line for fake IDs because I think like the drinking age or something's like 18.
Yeah, it's young there.
Right. So like they kind of looked old enough in a sense, so they were getting fake IDs, and they're looking at me, and they're like, "I have a beard and shit, bro." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Why do you need one?
yeah. They're like, I was like, I always wanted a fake ID. You know, I don't know.
So you decided Satoshi?
Yeah, I thought it was a good call. But anyway, I digressed. Anything that you want to make sure we talk about before we wrap things up? Because I know you got your own thing going on, and I wanted to be able to like help you promote that, let people know a little bit about what you're doing. And
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm gonna launch a site soon where you can go build your own computers. I'm gonna have some where you can, plug and play. You just buy it. You don't have to worry about nothing. Or you can go full custom, make it all however you want. Some people like it super simple. You just go in there, click buy. Some people like to really dive deep into it. I can set up the miners for you on there. I mean, I could do tons of stuff, right? That's my biggest thing. I'm going to really try to push that in the next month here. I'm super excited about it, man. I want to do my own thing. I see people like you and other people just kind of building their own brand, and it's very attractive and admirable. So that's the goal here, man. I'm going to try to knock that out in this year. It's going to be big. January, I'm going to be big on the marketing. And that's the biggest thing, man. Just kind of growing that personal brand and just seeing where it takes me,
Yeah, definitely. Start with maybe a unstoppable domain website,
Such as?
Unstoppable Domains. It's a website on the blockchain, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an unstoppable website.
I like that. that.
What
is is it .io?
No, it's .crypto.
Okay.
So if you go, I believe it's ricecrypto.crypto or rice.crypto. If Rice Crypto's watching, somebody let me know the thing. But if you go to I think it's Brave browser that supports it natively. I think Firefox started to. Chrome doesn't support it yet. But it's their own .com, .org, whatever, but it's .crypto, and it pulls up a website on the blockchain kind of thing, which is pretty badass. And
that is dope.
I think it would be cool to do, how you have those builds or whatever like you were talking about?
Yeah.
You could do that with NFTs. I could help and point you in the direction where you could actually have NFTs of your builds, and I could just buy that NFT to get the build. But that also gives me the ability to secondary market sell that NFT, not have to get the build shipped right to me and then sell the PC again.
You could sell the NFT to someone else almost as like a drop ship type of thing.
Right, exactly.
Really? Yeah, dude, we're going to have to talk about that a little bit more. That's sick. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, it's not. Maybe it's not yet. Some of you probably could be the first to do it.
Fuck,
but
that'd
there
be huge.
is an ability to easily use NFTs for physical goods and services. Somebody recently just sold an NFT and T-shirt combination where you buy the NFT, and by buying the NFT, you are purchasing a physical T-shirt. And it went for like $300 for like a T-shirt NFT.
No way. Yeah. Now with the NFT things, is there bidding, or is it like I just set the price?
You can do bidding. You can just set the price. You can do an auction. All kinds of cool stuff, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, when you got more time, maybe we can schedule some time to talk about that. That'd be super sick, dude.
Yeah,
I appreciate
that. Mintable.app if you have a chance on your free time and just play around with it. They have a Discord community that's like super engaging. So if you ever have any questions, they'd be the nerds to know how to do it. But I just know that that's the place where if you want to buy an NFT and get like a physical thing with it, like a T-shirt, or even like a virtual, I don't know virtual, it's not the right word. It's like a holographic display that comes of your NFT. So like,
oh, that'd be sick.
Yes, I could buy like a fucking crypto kitty, and it comes with like a augmented reality physical
version
crypto
of that
thing.
cat. Yeah, that's sick. Hey, what was that website with the .crypto again?
Unstoppable domains.
Unstoppable. All right, cool. I want to check that out later.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. So if somebody wants to send me Bitcoin, Doge, Litecoin, or any crypto really, the address that you would put in your address bar that's usually really long and ugly, you actually just type in kenbosak.crypto and you
could send it.
Yeah.
Really?
Or Ken at Bosak, or Bosak.eth. Yeah, and they all work. So like you don't have to have that long address anymore. You could just have a domain name or a username on the blockchain.
And it can filter out which crypto is being sent to you?
Well, you can choose. So they have like the fields. Once you get into like unstoppable domains, you'll see that they have these fields that you could pre-populate what you want things to go to. So you could have different addresses for different addresses, or different domains, I should say, different domains for different addresses. So you could have a business one that just sends business funds to business wallets. You could have a personal one. You could have ones that you use to set up for friends and like relatives. So like my brother or my nephew, instead of them like needing to give me their Bitcoin address, I'm like, I already know it. It's just,
yeah.
Right, exactly.
That's super sick. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dive into that. I got it up here. I'm gonna look at it later.
Oh yeah,
see if I can get some good domains.
If you guys are interested in picking up a PC and you want to get a crypto ready PC is what I would probably say. A crypto ready PC. I definitely would reach out to Mike, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. They're the best in the house, that's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't buy this one. It was a gift, hashtag sponsored. Chain
nice.
Games, but they gave me an Omen.
Oh, that's actually a really nice laptop.
Yeah, I saw the butt, and its ass is...
Yes, yeah. You should see that should be mine in Monero right there, man.
It should be, and maybe we should do another live stream one day where we just set it up live, showing people how to do it.
Yeah, that'd be super sick, dude. That'd help. I have so many people that ask me how do I set them up, and I try as best as I can over text in the DMs and stuff, but sometimes it's hard to relay all that information over text. So that'd be cool because then you can always point them back to it.
Right, exactly. I could just set up a Zoom thing, give you control, and just let you do your thing from over there.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Well, hey, man, I appreciate your time. This has been fun. Hopefully we can do it again soon. I'd love to talk about the NFTs. We could do that with the Monero miner again, and then, more shit down the line.
That'd be pretty dope to get an NFT of a Monero miner. Just saying. All right, guys. If you're watching live, please don't forget, like, share, comment, tag a friend, all that good shit. And as always, have a day.
Yeah, later.
There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a coin flip Bitcoin ATM. Coin flip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech, or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.